Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro have a little thing going on, don't they?
Can you at least talk to just sort of where it's at now?
She's free to do whatever she wants to do, to be wherever she wants to be. When it comes to the hosts on the Daily Wire, obviously, everyone is able to say what they want. Nobody ever comes to me and says, you can't say X. Nobody ever says that to Walsh, and no one ever said that to Candace. But the reality is that there is an Overton window at the Daily Wire. Obviously, there was a non-meeting of the minds. That's pretty much all I can say on this. Daily Wire has a very strong editorial position on a wide variety of issues. And by the way, I should say that, there are a lot of people who are suggesting this is about disagreements over Israel. I mean, I can safely say it is not about disagreements over Israel, to the extent that, without reference to Candace at all here, Matt Walsh has taken the position that America ought not be involved in the Middle East at all. That's just a pure isolationist position. I disagree with it. I think it's wrong. I think that it's short-sighted. But again, he's on our platform. That is well within the range of acceptable discourse at the Daily Wire.
All right. Which one of you two beauties can tell me what's going on between these guys? I don't know the beef between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. Obviously, I'm familiar with both of them. I know Candace Owens, she's like a black conservative. Ben Shapiro,
sexy, man. She kind of got a little Rihanna thing going on with her, too.
You like it? Yeah?
She's pretty. She's very pretty.
So, yeah, what's the beef here? What's going on? Did she work for Daily Wire? And she
signed like a multi-million-dollar contract with them. They had the Candace Owens show. It was wildly popular. She has a very dedicated base, very powerful voice. And
very intelligent woman.
Yeah, extremely.
Sharp and tough.
Yeah, very, like, she didn't get there for no reason. I think that they started to have dissent a while ago, but it just got louder after the attack in Israel in October. And she kind of, like, started making very bold statements that, she felt sympathy for both sides and kind of, like, this moral equivalency. And then she started to kind of really lean in on criticizing Israel and...
Well, the big thing became where she came straight out and said that she kind of did the whole Dave Chappelle thing on Saturday Night Live, where he goes, there is a group of people that are remarkably connected in Hollywood, and they're Jewish, and they are trying to do everything they can. They use the term anti-Semitic to try to cancel people that they disagree with and silence people and bully people, and I won't let them bully me. And she got into it with this guy, Rabbi Shmuley, who is, it's hard for me to believe he's a real human being.
Rabbi Shmuley sounds like
you talked about Family Guy before. He's like
Shmuley?
Somebody Mort Goldman would be ashamed of. He's something like straight out of Nazi propaganda. He is every trope you could ever possibly be. And again, it's like impossible for me to believe he's an actual Jewish person that's advocating for Jewish rights. It's like, it seems like something a Nazi would do if they were like trying to like show people who a Jewish person was, like it's
so they got into
or something. Yeah, and him and his daughter just started this whole campaign. Now the Daily Wire is a conservative media group that was one of the very first conservative like media places where there was like they were dedicated to doing conservative-based media. They were dedicated to making movies and like all these other things. Jeremy Boring and Ben Shapiro, who you just saw, those are the two people that started it. But Ben Shapiro, who for a very long time started at Breitbart, was one of the most brilliant conservative thinkers and theorists and journalists. His mind is very clouded on the Israel issue. It is impossible for him to think in terms of anything other than Israel's well-being. Now, this is me editorializing, but it's gotten to the point where it's almost comical. Like, he should just do the show in Yiddish at this point. It's ridiculous, right? And the big thing, their big turning point, the first like strike against Candace was when she took Kanye West's side, and she became like a mentor to Kanye West. And when everybody was condemning everything Kanye was saying about the Jewish community in Hollywood and music, Candace was like, whoa, let's hear him out. Like, this isn't saying I think all Jewish people like this, but if there's a group of people who happen to be Jewish that are like this, and it's like Dave Chappelle said on Saturday Night Live, there's a bunch of Italian guys that get together, we got no problem calling them a mob. It's a bunch of black guys who get together, we got no problem calling them a gang. If it's a bunch of Jewish guys, all of a sudden, we have to act like they don't exist. And that's what's happening here. And there, obviously it's the war propaganda where anything that isn't 100% pro-Israel is obviously pro-Palestine. and there is no nuance. There can't be anything.
Yeah, there's no nuance. It's either black or white.
Yes. So she's one of the most popular. She's one of the top 3. It's Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, and Candace Owens. They make that pretty much that whole thing go. You got Dave Rubin, and you also got the other guy there. You got the chick who looks like Ben
Dave
Shapiro.
Rubin's on the Daily Wire?
No, he's not. Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Knowles, Michael Knowles, right?
Yeah.
And I think that Whitlock was, and now he's on the Blaze, and everything's turning into a damn holy war. Christians, Jews, and Muslims, and all this stuff. But then there's another thing that came out of this, and there's a third wrestler comes in the ring. My old boss, Patrick Bet David at Valuetainment. I may have heard. Now, who knows? I don't have any sources, so it could be full of shit. The rumor is that he was looking to poach Candace from Daily Wire anyway, and he had offered her a lot of money. So she may have been looking for a way out, and she got a little louder, and it's you can't quit. You're fired, and because he just signed Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, and the other guy, Lemon.
At Valuetainment?
I think so.
No, I don't think so.
That was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. April Fool's joke, yeah. Patrick is an all-time opportunist. There's not a single opportunity that goes by that he doesn't look at it and say, how does this benefit me? How can I use this? How can I ride this wave? Normally, that type of showmanship, some people can roll their eyes at it. He knows how to get views. He knows how to get attention. He fucked up this time with offering Laken Riley's family $250,000 to host a debate between Shapiro and Candace Owens. Candace Owens has already been on Valuetainment. Ben Shapiro has already been on Valuetainment.
Wait. He offered the family of the girl who died?
Laken Riley was brutally murdered, possibly raped and murdered by a multiple-time felon migrant in Georgia.
So who's gonna moderate the debate?
For Patrick to moderate the debate, he threw out the carrot that he would give $250,000 to Laken Riley's family.
Okay.
Gross.
It is a little self-serving.
So listen, man.
If I do it, I'll pay.
Yeah.
I'll do a charity thing.
Yeah.
If I get to be the guy in the middle, I'll do a charity.
Correct.
If you don't do it, you're saying you don't want me to
That's
do
right.
charity.
That's right. Now he also does that to try to drum up attention. He tried to do this thing where he was going to pay $1 million for Trump and Obama if they would moderate. He'd rent out a stadium and all this other thing, and even the behind the scenes on that was, I don't know what I can say, what I can't say with my NDA, but it could have been $1 billion. He never wanted to go through with it. He just wanted the buzz from it, right? So he doesn't want to actually do this, and he also knows that Ben would never come on another platform. Ben has his own platform. Why would he ever do this outside of Daily Wire? You'd have to pay him so much money.
And he was kind of already dissing Ben a little bit too, wasn't he? He was calling it the Jewish wire, the Israeli wire, or something.
Correct.
He was kind of making jabs. So the whole thing was the platform was supposed to be neutral, and that's not a neutral platform. He very much is siding with Candace. And then people were making, I think it might be on Lex's, I can't tell. I saw Lex jump in the comments. That would make sense because he's hosted everyone and he is very good at being neutral. So I don't know what's going to happen with it, but
God, that would be so boring.
He's been doing a couple positions of moderating, and I forget he's there a lot of the times. He just kind of lets people go, and only if he needs to interject does he interject. So maybe that's what you need, especially with two really fast-talking, intelligent people, is just to kind of sit back.
There's only one person.
Rogan.
It's only one person. That's it.
But he doesn't seem to be neutral, because he made some comments about it recently where he was saying that she was fired for exercising free speech, and I don't know if that's true or not. If you know that your boss is Orthodox, she's been super disrespectful. It was over the weekend, so she knows he's not online because of the Sabbath, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Ben's busy." You know that, and why is that a problem? So I don't know that he's neutral either.
Well, here's the thing. There is no such thing as free speech when it comes to your employer.
No.
Right? Everybody knows that. It's about Ben being a hypocrite because, we're fighting cancel culture. Here at the Daily Wire, we believe in free speech. And, okay. until it's about Israel. Then the bitch got to go.
Well, we don't know that that's why, though.
She's talked a lot of shit about a lot of things.
Yeah.
She's taken black people and black culture and hip hop culture to the Met. She's gone on. She plays away games. I have nothing but respect for Candace Owens. She went to Charlemagne the God, sat there in a firing squad, and
really?
probably
like she
won
got-
them over.
You think was that the from the clips I saw that? And to be fair, it's clips. We don't like to go off of clips.
Yeah.
But it looked like she was getting kind of like roasted a little bit. Like she was
They
getting.
were trying.
Yeah, like they were trying to get.
It was a firing squad. She held her own, man.
Yeah.
She walked into the Lions Den. Now let me ask you this: do you think did Charlemagne come onto Daily Wire? The left will. You could come there. You could come to Bill Maher's place, and he'll have a whole audience boo you to death. You could go on The View. When was the last time you saw Joy Behar sit down in a situation like this where she was outnumbered? Give Candace. You can say what you want.
Turf on their ground.
Yeah, Candace Owens plays away games. Anybody can catch these daddies, these dandies. You know, like, hey. The issue now becomes, and this is one of our clips coming up, why I wanted it on this episode. They can't have the debate anymore because Ben is a hypocrite and Candace is an anti-Semite and she's pro-Palestine and he's pro-Israel, and that's it. Everybody's in their box, and it doesn't matter who makes a good point or a bad point because I can't give you that point because then it hurts my worldview. I can't give you the fact that, you know what, isolationism doesn't help the Middle East. That's the genie's been let out of the bottle, right? Because then it sounds like, oh wow, that's pro-Palestine. I can't give you that point. Well, now I have to attack your character. It's nonsensical, right? You can't campaign on America first for years and years and years. And basically, his point is that Israel first is America first. It's not. It's Israel first, right? So these things have become conflated. She probably got too big for Daily Wire. The sun don't shine if sun don't shine. I learned that from Valuetainment. Number one's always got to be number one, and don't you dare, try to rise. The devil was expelled
Popping shots at PBD over here, bro.
I'm not popping shots at all. I'm not popping shots. I'm saying that there's a very clear hierarchy in these situations. And one of the reasons people liked me was because I kept it real, and I disagreed when I disagreed, and I agreed when I agreed. And I think Ben Shapiro is a very big free speech advocate for anybody who agrees with his worldview. You can say whatever you want as freely as you want, as long as I agree with it. And to your point, that's your prerogative.
I think she was, my guess is she was probably making it an impossible work situation, right? If she's doing that all publicly, what's it like behind the scenes? And then, which one of them? One of them went to, a private fundraising event, was bad-mouthing the other, and I think it was her. I could be wrong. And then he had to respond to it.
She's a shit talker, and she definitely feels herself. There's no doubt about it.
Right. I would too.
Yeah.
She's wildly successful at what she does, but if you don't get along, then you have to part ways. It should still be a pleasant work experience, and you should be able to wrestle with each other's idea, and it should be fun. At the end of it, you should be able to go out to dinner and hang out with each other's families. But if it gets to a point where it's really adversarial, you have to go your separate ways. And I don't know that that's necessarily a knock on free speech. It's just we are so ideologically different. It doesn't make sense with this company, right? So he can't have Destiny join the platform. That wouldn't make any sense.
Oh, it would make perfect sense as long as it doesn't affect the bottom line. I think if she was popular and it didn't affect the bottom line, it's the same thing with Tucker Carlson, right? People could say whatever they want, but Fox got rid of the dude when he was making them money, not losing them money. They act like, well, we lost a lot of money in the lawsuit. He was their only channel it was the only show that was
speaking to their agenda.
Yeah, they told him knock it off with the Pfizer stuff. Knock it off. You know who buys all our advertising? Stop asking questions. And he said no, and they were like, we got to get rid of you. So okay, you're going after the bottom line, but at least Fox News never pretended to be anything but corporate fucking garbage. It's the whole idea that the Daily Wire was fighting cancel culture. They made their whole brand on fighting back, on free speech, on being America first. And in one argument, whether it's right or wrong, the perception is you're not free speech.
Well, I look forward to the debate.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a boon for Lake and Riley's family. Thank God.